Ha 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 ha. We are live. I can't believe it's going so fast, like appearing on the live quite quickly. As you can see, we are in a different location. Mark has just come up with drinks. Sorry, we were a bit late. Um, I was trying to wait for Mark as long as possible. Mark's going, just go on the live.
I know. I said,
So I started the live. So we've got our drinks. So you won't see any of our drinks or Mark in the thumbnail, but you can see we've got our drinks.
so I'm a little annoyed because that Starbucks is supposed to be a full cup.
Oh dear.
Anyway, there you go.
Mm.
What can I say? So, how is everybody? How people all good?
I've got my ones with oat milk today.
Oh, is it
So I
like? Let me
thought I'm
try.
going to try it with oat milk because I thought, do you know what? Let me just switch it up a little bit and try it with oat milk.
Right now, for some reason, I'm.
Here we go. Is that better? Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. Cool. We're just trying this because I thought, because I had the laptop set up here because I was working on it, I just thought it would, rather than taking it downstairs and all of this, that, and the other, I just thought, you know what, let me set it up here. How do you feel like it's up here?
Well, I'm on the chair with no back, so I don't know what I'm going to last. Kelly's kicking everything around.
Well, it's not that. Basically, there is a light here to sort of help, obviously, but there's no, I can't balance it properly.
It's okay.
So let me just.
So sorry, guys, a bit of a little technical thing. Anyway, here we are. It's Friday, and it's the storm. So the storm is really raging at the moment. It's I've just been outside, funny enough, just have to pick up some one or two things, and it's really, really, really. So here in the southeast, it really is very, very, very windy, up to 80-mile-per-hour winds around here. Could be more. But no, I did notice that. So going through, there's hardly anyone on the street, which I really shouldn't be. I've just about to pick some stuff up. But there you go.
So I've tried to balance the light. So basically, I was trying to get the light higher, and the base of the light is not round, it's like on legs. So but I didn't have anything wide enough to support the three-pronged legs, so they were small, so that was why it was slipping. So hopefully now, but it's just that it's now not at the right angle. So what can you do when you change these spaces? But yeah, because I was working up here today, and I was working, on some documents and things like that, to then upheave everything. And Mark's working downstairs at the moment on in the living room. So I just thought, oh, by the time I pack everything up and take it downstairs, we might as well do it up here. But like Mark said, there isn't a chair with a back on, so we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not going to last very long on this. I can tell right now. But
yeah, anyway. We can swap.
No, that's right.
We can swap. I don't mind.
So how is everybody braving the storm? Oh, those of you in the UK, of course. So for those of you not familiar that aren't in the UK, we have had a storm here in southeast UK. It's kind of gone from the southwest. So I do know it hit Cardiff. So Tom, if you're watching, I don't know. I hope everything's okay. It went through Wales and then southwest, and then it's come through over here to southeast, and then apparently it's going to go up north.
Wow.
So north of the UK, but it has been really blustery. Now, the big thing I did notice was the O2. The O2 has been completely ripped apart. So the O2 is the big dome, for those of you who are not familiar, in Greenwich. And it was created just after the millennium. And it's basically like a huge canvas tent with loads of buildings underneath.
Right.
It has been torn to bits, the top of it. Now, only a small section of it, not the whole thing, but it really has been quite a significant change to it.
Now, I don't know what's going to happen because the storm is creating quite a lot of damage, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Trees, actually a tree just up the road has completely fallen into the road. So, and there's been a couple, and I've seen some quite devastating effects that have been caused by this storm. Now, we're in London, so I don't think we're not getting it as powerfully as, say, like Scotland, Wales.
No, we are, because this is a zone red. The rest of the country is zone orange. So yeah, so it's So for those of you not familiar, it is a zone red, which means danger to life. It's the first high risk storm warning that they've done since records began. The records only began, I think, in 2008, but it's been London's first ever high risk warning.
But they were yesterday in red. That's why I was thinking for some reason because so basically I've got a group where people all over the country, and there were some people in Scotland and some people in Wales that were actually in red yesterday. So and they were sending me shots of, there was a really old tree that people used to sit under, a really beautiful tree, and it's actually been blown over, but it was huge. It was massive. So I don't know if that was blown over yesterday, but it was in Bude, Bude. So I'm not too sure whereabouts, but it's up there somewhere. And they were sending me the pictures, and people going, "Oh yeah, I remember when I sat under that tree when I was at college, or I remember sitting under that tree." And I was like, "Oh,
it's just a shame because these trees take so long to grow, and then
so many years, so much history, and then it's just." And I don't think they can. I don't know, because I'm not too savvy on that sort of thing. Can they can't replant it? I mean, not in the same place, but elsewhere?
Yeah, what kind of, you can plant a tree anywhere.
Oh no, because I was just thinking of the weight of it and everything else.
Hey, best video Charlie Dolby guy, how are you?
Hey,
I'm gonna call you Charlie. I'm gonna call you Charlie if that's okay.
How are you?
How are you? Any more videos? I must apologize. I've not had a chance. I've been so busy this week with work. I've not had a chance to catch up, but I will catch up this weekend on your videos.
Now,
to take a look.
In case you're wondering, because I've been chomping away, what I'm eating. I'm just eating some cheese with some crackers. Mark's got some crackers next to him, and I've got some cheese and crackers. You're not a lover of the old
No, I don't like
cream cheese.
Ray, how are you? Mother Nature at her best today. So Charlie's in the Premier Inn in Hull.
Oh wow!
Are you doing a video? I hope you are. I hope you're doing a preview video of it. And Ray, how are you battling? Oh, how are you battling the storm? Is it bad in Hull? Or is it not so bad yet? It is making its way up to you, apparently. So it will be reaching you there. And Ray, has it reached you in Birmingham yet? So it's pretty bad here down in the southeast. We've had it quite bad. But yeah, it's is it reaching you guys yet?
Yeah, but I think actually it's coming down.
No, it's going up.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it, because I saw all the rain yesterday in Scotland, and it looked like it was coming down. So I didn't think it was going up. I thought it was coming down.
Well, that was my understanding. It's come across and then going up. But I might be wrong. But there's two storms, remember.
There's two. Yeah.
That's what you have to remember. There are two storms, but I think we're Storm Eunice here.
Yeah, we're Storm Eunice.
So I think Eunice is on its way up.
No.
So you are right in the fact that it's a different storm on its way down. But
crazy,
Storm Eunice is going across and up.
That's crazy. I just feel like sometimes you just can't rely on, like, something will happen. You're thinking it's going one way, and then actually it goes another way. I just feel like it's crazy. But I've yet to see bins flying down, because I was thinking in London we got like these black bins. I don't know if all over the country, but everyone has the same black bin. But we've got these black bins with these lids, and I've seen a few of them tilt over, but I really thought I was going to see one going down the street. I really did. I just thought, oh my God, there's going to be bins going down the street. But yesterday, someone sent me, so in my group, somebody sent me a video of a trampoline going across. And I was just like, oh my God, that's just crazy, isn't it?
So we have had next door's fence has blown in. Actually, funny enough, as I popped out, they were just bringing it in. They were repairing it. So they just been doing that now.
Oh, are they repairing it?
Yeah, well, bringing it in. They're not repairing it. Ray said, yeah, we had really strong winds yesterday. Storm Dudley, Eunice today. It's been windy, but not as much as yesterday. So I think, yeah, as Eunice is coming up, I don't think it's going to be as strong as Storm Dudley was. So I think you've had it quite bad where you are, because it's coming down from Scotland, I think.
Wow.
But I think the one we had is going to go reach back up. Yeah, so you get the mixing of the storms.
Can you imagine? I wonder, do you reckon they'll meet, or do you reckon one will dissipate before it meets the other one?
No, probably dissipate, I think.
Oh. I often wonder that, like, what causes cyclones, like what causes the tornadoes? Is it because two storms meet, or is it
No. So I think it's oh god, I test my geography now. So I think as the air pressure, you have to have high and low pressure. And I think as the two, there's only certain climates. It's got to be a certain humidity and thing.
Right.
That's why there's only so many places in the world. So I think they said a place in so in America has 80% of the world's tornadoes, just because it's the perfect climate for it. So as the two weather fronts meet, I think it's low and high pressure, the cold, and the mixture of airs. As they do, they sort of circle around like this, and they start to gather pace that way.
Right.
And
Because
that's
I thought it would just be like two. Because I can imagine two weather fronts coming together and creating that. Do you know what I mean?
no, I think
So-
it is weather fronts, but yeah, not two. It won't be two storms meeting
Right.
together. It'd be
Right. So yeah, so we just been like listening to the wind and the sometimes we keep the window open in the bathroom. And Mark keeps the back windows open in the back bedrooms. And the door like really rattles. It like really, really rattles. And even if it's slightly ajar, it will slam shut and then keep rattling. So Mark closed the windows early today in the bathroom, so they've not been open. But the doors have still been rattling. It's crazy. It's just that's how powerful the storm has been to still rattle the windows.
So that's, you can tell just at how windy it is, just by that rattling sound. And Ray, how are you feeling? Are you feeling better, or are you still feeling really rough? Hopefully you're feeling a bit better from what you were saying last time.
I hope you and your daughter, because your daughter had COVID as well. So I hope you're, relaxing and recuperating, okay. There was one thing I actually wanted to talk about, because I was asking Mark about this. I think it was today or yesterday. So I watched the film Judy, which is played. It's about Judy, the life of Judy Garland. It's her last year, I suppose, before she passed away. And she passed away in 1969, and she actually passed away in London.
I thought she died in Liverpool. I didn't realise she was in London.
No, it was in London. Yes, it was in London.
Okay.
I'm sure it was in London. It was just really, she lived quite a whirlwind of a life, really, and she wasn't treated very well within the entertainment industry. And towards the end, all she wanted, because she didn't have any money towards the end, and all she wanted was just to not work. She wanted to be in a position where she didn't have to work anymore. That's the thing. And she was addicted to certain sort of things, but that were pumped to her from the entertainment industry when she was making films and stuff. And so they were giving her all of these pills pills to keep her up, pills to put her to sleep, pills to keep her up, pills to put her to sleep. So obviously she then became addicted, and it became a habit. And it just showed the life that she was living. So Liza was grown up by this point, and then she had two more children, Lorna and Joey. I think, was it Lorna or Laura and Joey, something like that. And it was just really, really sad. And she came to London to make some money, because in England we loved Judy Garland. Obviously a lot of us still do. And it was just such a sad film. And her life was the way that she lived her life towards the end, after doing all of that stuff, all of that entertainment, not to have any money, and then to be addicted to all of these pills. It was just really sad.
So Ray said, oh, good. Feeling fine. Fever broke yesterday. I'm still positive. 5th day today. My daughter has been negative now for 3 days.
Nice.
So back at work. Oh, that's glad. I'm glad you're feeling on the mend. Charlie said, go check out my Premier Inn video in Hull. Charlie, how is the Premier Inn in Hull? How is it? Would you recommend it?
Yeah.
And how does it compare to the Holiday Inns that you've been to? Ray said, oh, that's why there's so many addicts in entertainment circles, because it's just offered to them all the time.
Yeah. It's actually not even offered. It's more pressure. And so, and when you are in the entertainment business, if you're the actor or whatever, you almost become a company. So you then become a business.
Hi, Eva.
Hey, Eva, you then become a business and you have to support all of these other people, and all of these other people are relying on you to make their money and all of this type. It was just crazy, and it was just very, very sad, really. Yeah.
Eva, how is it in Ireland? Have you experienced the storm? We're getting quite a storm here. We were just saying earlier on. So it's working its way down to southeast London, or southeast England.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been really, really, really blustery winds and everything. So
yeah, how was it? Because you said it was that it was very quiet on the street.
Oh, there's no one out. There's absolutely nobody out. I had to pop out to get a few bits and bobs, and yeah, there was no one out. Just to our local shop, which is only about 5 minutes down the road. But yeah, there is nobody. There's hardly anybody out.
I know that a couple of people have been
let me take
out driving.
Let me try this out.
Yeah, a couple of people have been out driving and everything else.
You can't taste it. Yeah, you can't taste the difference.
No, I gotta say,
tastes just the same.
Yeah, but clearly the driver was driving all mad.
Yeah, yeah.
Because look, there's no cream left in my thing.
It's
because
so sweet.
He's been.
Eva said, "We are calm now after being blown a holy and snow, which didn't stick." Oh my gosh, you had snow!
Oh wow!
Oh wow, was it like a blizzard? That's interesting. Oh, they've had that in Scotland as well, but it's been thing.
Yeah, in Scotland they have. Yeah.
Go on, Kelly, give Mark a kiss.
Oh. Mwah.
There we go.
But yeah, so we were just talking about the storm, a bit of Judy Garland. How's your week been?
Oh, don't ask. Oh, Karen, hello.
Hey, Karen.
Karen said, "Have you heard that song, Stormy Weather? Wow, 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 this evening. Good evening, you two. Yeah, how are you, Karen? You are good? You well? Are you affected by the storm?" We were just saying as well, because I've just been out there. It's been blowing something chronic. So I'm glad everyone's safe indoors and is watching us.
Karen, what part of the country are you from? I don't know if we ever established what part, because we were just talking about Birmingham, because you've had it quite bad, haven't you, Ray? I don't know anybody else, and I think Ethan was saying about the snow coming down and all of that, but luckily it didn't settle. Well, it depends. It depends if you like snow or not. I love snow, but I don't like the ice that follows it. That's the only. I love the snow. I feel it looks lovely. It's pretty. I like the crunch when you're walking and all of that. And then if it snows again the next day, that's very nice.
Ah, Kingston upon Thames in Surrey. Very nice. So you're near your sort of same neck of the woods. Well, I say same neck of the woods, southeast like we are. No, you're southwest. Sorry, what am I saying? But South London, and I've got to say, it is very windy here. It's been really, really windy.
I had a friend who went to Kingston University, and I used to go down and visit her with a couple of other friends. So I know Kingston relatively well, not super well, but relatively well. I actually do have another friend who's actually living in Kingston at the moment. I've not been down to see her, but yeah, she lives in Kingston. So yeah, but you've got a shopping centre down there and all of that. So I've been down there a couple of times. I really like it down there. Did we go down to Kingston?
Yeah, we did. No, not recently,
but
about 4 years ago.
And we went down to there's a lake there or something.
Yes,
isn't there?
And there's also the big shopping area there where we went to.
Yeah, so no, we must have gone there before we were in this house. Oh yeah, we didn't go down, but so it was quite a number of years ago. Yeah.
Eva said, yeah, we had a small smattering of snow blizzard, but didn't stick. So just that wind that blows in your face. Ray said, yeah, we have had trains cancelled. Well, that doesn't take much.
it really, in all parts of this country, it doesn't take. All parts of the UK, it doesn't take.
Oh, so you're close to the Humber Bridge where you are. So Charlie's actually in the Premier Inn at the moment. So he's doing a video from the Premier Inn.
In Hull.
Hull, yeah. So, and you're actually close to the Humber Bridge. I've never been to Hull. But I do know, that you've got the Humber Bridge, so you're close to there.
I think I might have been to Hull. Is that sort of over near Doncaster, like Bridlington and all of those types of places? Is that where Hull is? My geography is not. I've got to admit, my geography is not the greatest, but I don't know if it's that side of the country.
Karen said it has been so bad, lots of trees down, and my loft hatch blew out. I'm right near Richmond Park, 10 miles from London Centre. Right near the park.
Yeah, I know the park. We've actually done. Was it you and I that did the walk from Richmond to not Richmond to Kingston? Where did I go? Oh, Hampton Court. Oh
Mm.
no, I did a walk from Hampton Court, I think, to Richmond. Did we go to Hampton Court? We went to Hampton Court one time, didn't we? Because I got lost in the maze. I think you had to come and get me
Oh,
in
I don't remember.
Hampton Court. I'm sure.
Oh, so Eva's in West Island. Okay,
Right.
so you're more towards the Atlantic side.
Right.
Wow.
But I feel like yeah, this weather. So since Wizards Unite ended, a few of us got together in a group and we chit chat, and it's people all different parts of the country, and a couple of them were saying they'd seen roofs have been blown off and all of this type of stuff. I'm like, oh my god, can you imagine? That's just crazy. I have seen across the road though that there is a bit of, so where the roof is tiled and then you've got the join up the side of it, that's actually come off across the road.
Oh, I didn't spot that.
Yeah, the join just at the top of the roof.
I'm looking like this as if I can see
No,
it.
you can't see it because
no.
I've got the light shining here and then the light on in the bedroom.
Well,
So
the front of the house is just there, so we're up in the bedroom, which is right at the front of the house. But yeah, no. So I'm glad everybody is safe and keeping well, and also, like you say, staying away from the storm.
Yeah.
Now it is supposed to apparently last the whole weekend, so just be careful. Not as strong, but it's supposed to be gusts of wind. So do go careful if you're going out this weekend. There are supposed to be quite a few blustery winds happening as well. So if you are going to go out, do be careful. Ray said, I watched your VR videos on your channel today. And it was great. I love the underwater one. Oh, right, you watched? Oh, my God. I remember
the shark one.
The shark one was really funny because our nephew had a go at that. And he tried it. And it's so funny. You do feel, if you have a VR, you do feel like you're actually in the vicinity. Now, not that I've ever been underwater where there's sharks, but it does, it fools your brain into thinking that's what you're actually seeing, the sharks going around. Eva said, yeah, the wind is picking up. Yeah, so I'm glad you enjoyed the VR one. I will do some more VR stuff on there as well. There are plenty of VR games on the PlayStation 4, which I've been meaning to do. But the experience of filming it outside the actual unit thing is just totally different.
Yeah,
there's nothing like watching it from your the 3D glasses.
Because when we play games, we watch each other. So one of us will watch the TV. There's a ghost one that we play, and so basically I would wear the VR, and then Mark has to tell me where the ghosts are, and then I have to shoot because I can't see the ghost, but Mark can see the ghost, so he has to direct me, and then we capture the ghost. You quite like that one, don't you?
Yeah, that's
a bit Ghostbustery.
Karen said was caught out in the 87. In the 87 talk, was pregnant with my daughter. God, 1987. Now, I remember the 1987 one.
We were talking about this.
Yeah, we were talking about this because I do remember being out in that. And that's when, so Sevenoaks in London, which Karen, you'll know, that reduced from 7 oaks to 1 because there were 7 oak trees and 6 of them blew down during the 87 storm.
Really?
It was called 7 oaks because there are 7 oaks there, but 6 of them blew down, so it reduced it to 1 oak.
Well, I never knew that.
That's why it's called 7 oaks because there were 7 big oak trees there. I don't know if they ever replanted 6 of them, but there were the 7 oak trees, so that was why. But yeah, it was one of the biggest storms that Britain had, the 87 storm.
Now, we were at school, so I only vaguely remember it, but I do remember the aftermath, which was all I could see, like loads of trees had been blown over and stuff like that from the roots, like real big, heavy trees blown over. That's pretty much all I kind of remember.
Karen said, you must have been really young. Oh, bless you. Well, not that I wasn't that young.
Not that young, but we were at school at the time. Obviously not the same school because Mark's slightly older than me, but I remember because we went in this. Mark and I were around the same age, but we went in the same year. I only remember the aftermath of it, which was when I left. I don't know if I was in. I don't know if it was the weekend or something like that. And then I was walking around at the weekend. I was thinking, wow, all of these trees are blown down. Wow.
Yeah, that's true. So Karen said it was never on the forecast when it was happened, and it's true. They did say that just before they announced it. They said there's no need to worry, no storms, and it was a huge storm. No, that was right. They gave no warning at all. Well, I think the weatherman just said that they couldn't predict it. It come from a different, I can't remember now, different area or different location, and that's why they didn't predict it. But they were quite annoyed when they got criticised. But rightly so. Of course, they should have got criticised. That's their job to. That's their one and only job. Predict weather. You can't even do that.
But I think as well at the time, like especially with certain channels back in the day, they didn't always release every bit of information or all it's very cultured it's very sort of dictated what they're going to release, what they're not going to release, and blah blah blah.
But they would tell the weather, but it just didn't predict it. It wasn't that they were trying to hide it, they just didn't predict it.
I don't know, because they had quite sophisticated machines, because we had satellites up and stuff like that, so I don't know if
but you follow a pattern of weather and you predict where it's going to go. So Aoife said Gus, but nothing I would in any way describe as noticeable. Oh, I see. This is what you'll say. So not many. It's not very gusty where you are. Oh yeah, Karen, we were just saying that. So yeah, with the O2, I was shocked how much of that has blown off. So a big chunk section of it has the tarpaulins actually. Well, I say tarpaulin. I think it's almost like this sort of sheet that has covered it.
Yeah.
But you would think that would be quite stable, because you'll see that in one of the videos. I've actually walked over the O2.
Yeah.
So in one of the videos, myself and Kelly's cousin did, Steph. Him and I did the thing over the O2, although we didn't film it because you're not allowed to take cameras on.
But you see me filming it, filming
from below.
Yeah, them getting ready and going up, because Mark and my cousin Steph, they are both afraid of heights. So you see, but you felt quite thing after it. You like you'd accomplished something.
So for anybody that's thinking of doing it, I would definitely recommend doing the walk over the O2. Maybe not now, because obviously the storm. But it's about £35 last time we did it, so that may go up in the new year.
Yeah.
Or sorry, the new year later on, or from this year. But we went. When was it? 2019, I think.
Yeah, a few years ago now.
So I don't know how much it is now, but it's an amazing experience. It really, really is. Ray said, "Well done, Mark. I couldn't do it." Do you know what, Ray? I don't like heights. You could do it. Trust me. I hate heights. I really, really, really don't like heights. But it's not like a as you think it would be. So normally when you go up a building, like in a lift or elevator or whatever, you're going at quite a speed. So you're seeing that rise, if you like, very, very quickly. But in the O2, you go in a big group. So just to describe it for those of you who's interested, it's like one big long, and it's very wide sort of walkway all the way from one end over the other. But you have to climb the stairs to get to the starting point. And the actual walkway is just rubber. It's all rubber. So you've got rubber. They give you shoes and boots, and it's a rubber wall. And the reason being, if there were to be a lightning strike or something, you would be protected. That's what they told us anyway. I thought, why is this rubber? And they said, oh right, okay. But it's like walking on a very sort of solid trampoline. There's only a slight bounce to it. And then as you're going up, but you go up very, very slowly, because the group goes up all together. So it's a group of about 12. They get you into groups of, and then you just move up slowly, just bit by bit. Then he stops you, your guide, for a little bit, and he shows you around the bits, and then you go up a little bit. So you're going up very, very gradually. It's not like a massive sort of height thing. Once you get to the top, it's taking you so long to get to the top. You've actually got used to it by that point. Then they release you. You're on a little safety harness. They release you from the safety harness. You can just wander around the middle bit. And then you start to go down. Actually, going down is quite strange, because it's almost like you're walking down at an angle like this going down. But definitely recommend it.
Are you all linked together?
No, so it's a big. The only way I describe it is like they've got like a fence that goes in the middle, with a big long wire in this fence. So it's just one wire, but you've got your little pulley system onto the wire, and then you go through. And of course, as it hits one of the posts, the pulley system's quite clever. It just clinks through it, so it goes through. So you never ever lose the connection.
Right.
So Karen said, "No, well done. You could do it, guys. Honestly, trust me. If I can do it, you guys can do it." Ray said, "Oh, Christmas, we had a huge wheel. I set my hubby up with my daughter. I would be terrified. No, wheels I couldn't do, But again, same thing, because you're going round that quite quickly. So you hit the top very fast on a big wheel. But like I said, with the O2, you're going up so gradually, you've got that chance to get used to it.
Although, because we did do the Icon at Orlando, which again, you if you go back, you'll see the video. But it actually takes half an hour to reach the top. Or no, it takes half an hour to do the whole round. So it goes very slow. So you're able to get on very slow because it's a continuous move. And me and my cousin, we actually did the London Eye, and you just step on, and it continuously, so it never ever stops. But it only gradually. But you can see all when we did the Orlando one, you could see all of Orlando.
Karen said, "No ears tonight, Kelly."
Oh no! Do you know what? Because
they're actually right there, so you can actually pick a set.
Yeah, but I don't have any that are. So the last ones that I had were the what you call it, the Valentine's ones, and then after that now it will be like Halloween. So I've got Halloween one.
Grab a pair. They're just there. Eva said there's just small gusts. Small momentary gusts.
Oh, okay.
That are happening. Maybe they said as soon as they start telling me what can happen, I'm not doing it. To be honest with you, with the wheel, like I say, the London Eye. So when Kelly was talking about the Florida Eye thing,
Icon,
it's just basically that. It's the London Eye, but basically in Florida. So you go on the big Ferris wheel and you go around, but like I said, it takes half an hour. Now I'm not gonna lie, when you get to the top, that's a bit scary because you're seeing the cab ahead of you going up, but then when you hit the top, all you can just see then is just the cabs below you. I like that one. That's the Haunted Mansion one.
Yeah.
Karen said, I can't cope with confined spaces. I really panic. Oh, I was going to say, so would you guys do roller coasters? Would anybody here do a roller coaster, or would that be a complete no-no?
Even for me, I feel like roller coasters are a bit. There is a roller coaster in Universal that I would do, which would be Hagrid's one.
Right.
Because I did Hagrid's one when it was the Dueling Dragons. So when it was the Dueling Dragons, I did it then, and then it turned into a Harry Potter dragon, like 2 dragons. But now they've completely changed it to Hagrid. So I would do the Hagrid one. But I have done the Dueling Dragons before.
Right.
So that is one. But I don't, and also the Gringotts ride is very similar to a roller coaster.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of the Gringotts ride. Yeah. When you were singing it, I'm just thinking, what's that one as well? It's been such a while since we've been. I was just trying to remember. I was going right. What one's that? Elisa, hello, new location, lol. Yeah, we are. We decided to do it up here, but I'm not going to do this again because I'll tell you something, my back is killing me. There's no back on this chair.
Well, because what? Because I'm not leaning against the back on my chair.
Ray said, I used to have no fear as a child, but now I straight away think what it will come to out of the track. What if it broke down?
Yeah.
I told myself, no. I know what you're saying, Ray, because you're worried that what will happen if the track breaks. What happens if I get stuck at the top? But it's highly likely. It's highly unlikely that's going to happen.
Do you know what, Ray?
Alicia likes roller coasters.
Oh yeah, Alicia's a real thrill seeker. I agree with what Ray says. The only ones really that I would go to would be the ones at Universal because they have such a high footfall.
Yeah.
They have to test it regularly. They have to keep it going. It's so I feel quite safe under those circumstances. But if you're talking about a fun fair, I don't feel safe at fun fairs. I don't. All that put up, take down, put up, take down, put up, take down, and all of that type of stuff. And because I had a friend at school, she so basically, so there were 2 girls that I knew at school, and they went. I don't know if it was a big wheel. I think it was a big wheel, and my friend fell from the top to the bottom, shattered all of her pelvis.
Oh God.
And everything. So I do understand, and you hear so many horror stories of something breaking down, somebody's, thing. So I would only go if it was a theme park. So say like Thorpe Park, or even maybe Chessington, or one of those ones that are stationary.
Well, do you know what? I remember years ago in the 90s, when I was a kid, myself and my friends, we were going to the fun fair. Now, this one was totally irregulated.
Ugh.
Had no checks or anything, you could tell. So they'd erected this big wheel, and it was just like this cable car. It was really small, just enough for two people. So you imagine here, and it had like these big metal poles around it, and you had a door in front, so you shut the door. But as we were going around, we realised you could open the door. There's no stopping here. There was no belts or anything. So you were sat down like this, and you could, if you want to say, my friend thought it's funny to keep opening the door. But I thought this is so dangerous. If we were to lurch forward, we go fall right down.
I remember back in the 80s going to fun fairs, and there were no safety anything.
No,
there was
right.
nothing to strap you in. You didn't sit back. The only time that you went on something and there was the lap pull down, was the lap bar for the waltzers. Those are the only things that I remember, even in the Hearts and Diamonds and all of this. And I never went on the Hearts and Diamonds because I thought that ride was crazy. But on the waltzers, you just had the lap pull down. That was it, and you just held on. The only other one there wasn't even anything on the bumper cars back in the 80s. There's no belt or anything to hold you in or anything like that. There is now, but back then there wasn't. Not that I can remember. But I do remember going on a ride, and it was one of those ones. It was like a big wheel, but the actual cab that you were in also went round. There was nothing like you'd be flinging about all around the Listen, I went on with a friend of mine, and she was laughing because I wasn't sat in the seat properly. So when we got in, they quickly shut the door and started the ride. So I hadn't even sat down properly, and I fell on the floor and everything. She thought it was hilarious. To me, like everything was going everywhere, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" And after that, I remember never going on a ride, on a fun fair ride again. After that incident, and that was that was I think late 80s, maybe early 90s, and I never went on a fun fair ride after that.
All right. Well, I don't blame you actually. But anyway, don't let's put you off because we just did giving you horror stories. If you do want to go to a fun fair or to ease yourself into it, definitely go to a reputable one.
Yeah.
Not like the ones that we've done. Oh, that's better looking. Good in those ears, says Karen. Did I buy you that one, or did you buy it?
No, I bought it. I bought it in the big box of ears.
I really do like that one, actually. That's really, really good. Right now, guys, we are going to do a little review. Now, I know we always do our recommendation for the week, but Madam's going to review something that I got her for Valentine's Day. So let me just grab it.
Oh, my God. They're almost gone. So I don't know what you're grabbing because they're almost gone.
No. So you can just see, you can do your review on it.
Well, so look at this is a beautiful box from Leonidas that Mark got me for Valentine's Day. It's like a velvet cushioned thing which you can, do you know what I mean? You can use it as a lovely trinket box or whatever. And as you open the lid, you can see inside it says Leonidas. Now we finished a lot of the chocolates.
What do you mean we?
You had quite a few of the coffee ones, thank
I
you.
had 2.
No, don't even try it about you had 2. I think they know you by now. I think we know who they're going to believe. So these are the chocolates that are left. I did have 2 today, but those are the chocolates that I left. I believe that actually might be a coffee one if you want to. These 2 are coffee.
I had that one, so I'll try. So these are the Leonidas ones. Now I've got to. How did you think about them? Give your review.
The box is gorgeous. I think it's the most lovely box I've ever seen. However, unless you are a coffee lover, because a load of these were coffee. Luckily, none of them were.
You have to imagine that's full of chocolate.
Yeah, none of them were what you call it, liqueurs. Yeah, because I'm not really a lover of liqueurs at all. But it's a gorgeous box. I'm
Now,
having a Jean Duyat, by the way.
now I've got to say, now it is quite pricey. Block your ears, but it is. It's 20. I think it's 21.95. It's about £22. But it is a small box. I mean, look, that's my hand. So it is pricey for what it is, and you get in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 chocolates. So it is quite pricey for what it is. However, I think really, A, you're paying for Leonidas, and B, it is a. When I bought it, I've got to be honest. When I bought it, I didn't think the box would be as good as it is.
No.
So the box is very, very nice, and it's sort of like I said, it's that Love Heart velvet. It did come with a little bow around it.
Yeah, the bow's on the bed, but yeah.
Don't know where the bow had gone. But there you go. So that was our thing. So would I get it again for the box? Yeah, but I wouldn't get it for the. I think you can get
chocolates,
for the chocolates. I don't think the chocolates were as good as they could have been. And like Kelly said, I was surprised they're all coffee, which I was surprised about. Because coffee chocolate, I don't suppose is the most, and a lot of them are dark chocolate as well. Again, which I was surprised about. I thought it would be a mix of different chocolates, or mainly milk chocolate, because that's the safe bet.
Yeah.
But it is the box, like I said, is the best bit of it, I think.
I think there was only one white chocolate in there, which was a bit of a shame because I love white chocolate. But again, the white chocolate was coffee, so I didn't have that. So I gave it to Mark.
Oh, Karen said I'd have one of those in one sitting. But do you know what? You could easily do 13 in one sitting.
God, yeah.
There's only 13 chocolates. There aren't many. And like I say, it is a small box. But
I don't even think there's 13 chocolates in there. I've got to be honest.
There are 13.
That's 3, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There would have been there 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh yeah, did you take? Oh right, yeah, because it was that. I was thinking because I didn't realize, but yeah, you took these when you went off because I left mine in there, but you took them.
I took
so
the
when you took you took the wrapper out, yeah.
So yeah, 13 chocolates in there. Now they did do another one that was, I think it was 24, but I thought it was too much of a risk because I didn't know. Kelly's very particular about her chocolate. It has to be a certain type of chocolate, and I thought I'm not buying 24 of chocolates that she doesn't like. So I thought if I get you the 13, hopefully they'll be all right.
Well, you'd already bought me 24 in the calendar.
Oh yeah,
do you remember?
So yeah, that was it. I'd already bought Kelly the advent calendar for Leonidas. And that was the thing as well. So I thought, now tell me this, guys, what do you think of this? Now, when I know they're only asking, but I think it's a bit cheeky. So when I ordered both of these chocolates, so these chocolates and Kelly's advent calendar from Leonidas, when you come to the paying section, so remember this is online, you're not dealing with any human being. At the end, it goes, leave us a tip. And it gives you the option to leave a tip. I thought, blimmin' cheek, what a tip for what? I thought I've had no human interaction here at all, and I'm leaving a tip.
But even if you did have human interaction, it's very rare that you leave a tip at a chocolate shop anyway.
Well, no, exactly. I just thought leave a tip.
You wouldn't really leave it. If you're buying a box of chocolates wherever you are, you don't leave a tip.
But
so
I've never had that on a website, no matter what I bought online, to leave a tip, even when we do food, which is the industry in which you would expect to tip. So if you go to a restaurant, but you're tipping for the waiter service.
Yeah, but even on Deliveroo and Just Eat, they do have a service where you tip. So if you want to tip, yeah.
But then you are technically you're tipping the driver, aren't you?
Yeah,
because the drivers come all that way, so you can do a tip, which is one of those industries you tip. But weirdly so, ordering chocolates online, which I thought you've got no interaction at all. They said you can leave us a tip. I thought, so I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I do think that is a little bit cheeky. No other restaurant, like I said, if I were to go to Thornton's or anywhere else, they wouldn't ask for a tip.
Well, we've not ordered from them, but yeah, it agreed. If you go into a chocolate shop, any chocolatier, you wouldn't ask. You just wouldn't. They don't even have tip jars.
Or it's like Ray says, it's like Tesco asking for a tip. Yeah, you just wouldn't do it. And Karen says that I love Karen says I love the lid balls. Yummy. They do a real variety box as well. Now, funny enough, do check Karen if you get a chance. Please do check out our O2 video. So Kelly and I went to the O2 in 2020, or was it 2021? I think it's 2021 last year.
Yeah, that's true.
And we go into the Lindt shop in the O2. It's quite a big shop, and
Yeah.
we sample a lot or buy a lot of the chocolate
Yeah,
there.
we do.
So we go through all the different flavors.
That shop is quite good in the sense that you can actually I like to be able to choose my chocolates. So if I was to be able to choose my roses, or if I was able to choose my quality streets, which normally you can't ever do unless you go to a pick and mix place. Woolworths used to do it where you could just choose the ones that you wanted. Or it you know, there's not that many places where you can pick and mix certain chocolates. So when you actually do go to a Leonidas shop, you can actually choose the chocolates that you want. Now there used to be a few dotted around. There's only 2 now left in London. One is in the city, and I think the other one is in Westminster, I think. Um, but the one in the city, if you know the city, it's near One New Change. So I think it's in Bow Lane. Now they used to have one there anyway, and then it closed down. So I don't know if it's in the same unit, but they've reopened one up there. Um, and I used to go to the one that was on New Bond Street, but it's not there anymore now, which is a real shame. But there's only certain chocolates that I like. That's why it was great when we went to Brighton, because right by the station, and you can just choose the ones that you want. Now, my favorite is the Louise, which is the white chocolate Louise. But now they've actually started to do some caramel ones, because they did have a nice caramel one before. And then they changed it and added bergamot to it. Now, all right, bergamot in my tea, maybe, but bergamot in a chocolate, and then they do a lavender one. Just all tastes very perfumey.
Oh, lavender's very strong.
Yeah, and to add it to a caramel, I just don't. So they've added bergamot to a caramel, and then they've added lavender to a caramel, and I don't like all the perfume type tastes.
I mean, don't get me wrong, lavender, I quite like the smell, but not. I wouldn't have it in something. I mean, they do. I've heard of lavender ice cream.
Yeah.
And also as well, funny enough, so you guys may have seen my tip of the week last week was the which Ray, how were those Florentine biscuits before I go on? Did you enjoy them? So we did tip of the week for the Florentines, but Waitrose, who did the Florentines, also do shortbread, which is their number one section, but that had lavender in it, and I looked at that and I thought, I'm not so sure, because we worried that would be just too strong.
I am not a lover of lavender and things like that, but Alicia, my sister-in-law,
Who might be on.
she do you know what she loves? Aloe vera water. Imagine aloe vera in your water. I tasted it once and it was just tasted of perfume. Oh, I was like, no, that's not for me. But Alicia loves it, drinks it like no one's business. It's not nice.
I'm guessing that sounds good for you.
Aloe vera, I don't know if you ingest. I'm assuming it is if you ingest it. I'm assuming, because it's got quite good properties in it. But normally it's got quite good healing properties. So normally you'd put it on your skin,
Yeah,
and things like that. They'll put it in creams,
for sunburn and stuff like that.
But to drink it, I assume it's all right to eat and drink. It looks like a lovely jelly, but yeah, in your water, I was just like, no, it's just like you were drinking a bottle of perfume. I said, no, that's not for me.
Guessing it had like a cucumber taste to it.
No, it tastes like perfume. It tasted like perfume. It wasn't nice at all.
Oh, Ray, she said, oh, they were so lovely, Mark, talking about the Florentines. I only got 1 pack, big mistake. I'll have to get some more when I get back out. Oh, we're so glad you enjoyed them.
Because there's only 8 in a pack.
Yeah, yeah, I was going to say, I'm really glad those are our favourite biscuits at the moment. So anybody, or Karen, if you're watching still on, do have a check those out as well. They're called Florentines, from the number 1 range by Waitrose, if you do get a chance. Our big recommendation.
It's the milk chocolate one with the orange. I think it's got orange peel or something in it. Because I think they do 2, don't they? They do a dark chocolate one.
Oh, yeah, they do, yeah.
And they do a milk chocolate one. And it's the actual milk chocolate one that we're talking about. But you've been a couple of times now to Waitrose, and they've been sold out because they were in the sale.
They're all in the sale at the moment as well, but they are empty shelves, which shows how popular they are. They are very, very nice. And also as well, my tip for this week, as you probably saw on Tuesday, is the M&S. I'll go and get it in a minute. I should have brought it up. Is the M&S chocolate mousse.
Well, I did tell him to bring it up.
She did tell me to bring it up.
He said no.
But that is our recommendation.
Because I could have had some in my
I
drink.
I shall get it.
That's what I
was
thinking.
Carry on.
I was thinking, do you know what? I can have some in my drink. But yeah, for me, Mark's going to bring up the thing. I don't know if I have a recommend, because I've not tried anything, but I was thinking more about the podcast, and I think someone said about crime, and then Aoife, I think you said about domestic violence, but I wanted to do something that was a bit more. I am very interested in those subjects, by the way, but I wanted to do something that was just a bit more uplifting rather than something that, and it's quite a minefield. I feel those subjects, and I'm not knowledgeable enough on those subjects, and I don't feel confident enough to tackle those subjects. And I'd probably be quite emotional talking about. I don't. Do you know what I mean? I feel those elicit quite strong emotions, and I think if I started talking about something, that it would elicit quite strong emotions from me. And when I want to be able to have a conversation and be able to sort of talk about things. So then I'm not sure if somebody mentioned it, and I'm not sure if it was you, Ray Ray, but to do like reviews, because I remember we were discussing now, and I was thinking, well, I do love programs. I do like watching a bit of TV. I know that I can see some of you are leaving messages, but I can't see without my glasses. So I've got my glasses right here. So let me read. Here we go. Have you tried chocolate cream yet, Kelly? Yes, I have. Oh, you like Lindt? The range of Lindt. Do you know what? I do like some of the Lindt. I don't like all of them, but I do like some of the Lindt chocolates actually.
Oh no, I love that. We were just talking about that. Funny, Eva. The Lindt balls you can buy.
Yeah.
As I was saying, do check out our O2 video, because we do go into Lindt. And then try all the little samples there. Now, my brother, who lives in the States, bless him, bought over or sent me over some of the Lindt chocolates from America. Now, they do have different flavors than here. Snickerdoodle, which was one of my favorites, was delicious, and a couple of others. Oh, I love the Lindt bunny, says Ray Ray. Now then, this is it. So this was our recommendation for the week. We are going to test it out live, as Madam's going to have it with some of her spray. So gonna have it with some of a what do you call it? I forgot what that's called. What's your drink called? Frappuccino. That's it. There we go. So this is the M&S. Can you see there? Tantalizingly chocolate cream. It's whipped cream basically with chocolate cocoa powder in it.
How have you been eating it?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Please don't judge me. I grab a spoon and then. It's like chocolate mousse. It is absolutely.
It does taste like chocolate mousse.
There you go. Well, let me hold that up so people can see. Otherwise, so there's your bit there. I don't know how we're going to do this. Right, if you go up high. If you go. Look at that. Whoa.
What are you saying? Whoa. You were afraid that it might run out?
I was afraid.
That you won't be able to put any on your spoon?
Look at that. So it's like a real chocolate mousse there. And of course, this light's not doing it justice. It is, look at that, creamy, chocolatey. Goodness. That is amazing. Right, give that a go. Live on air.
All right, let me just put me cap back on. All right, let me just.
Oh, so Aoife said 2 eggs, 5 sausages, and a small saucepan with potatoes just gone on, along with a beef microwave dinner. Oh, wow. So you're doing dinner now? So
you're doing a beef dinner and sausages and...
5 sausages.
Wow.
So 2 eggs, 5 in a saucepan with potatoes just gone on. When you do that, do you have it all cooking in the same pan? So you do the sausages with the eggs and also with the potatoes? What's it like?
That's good.
How would you describe the taste? I can't believe how unhealthy that is. Frappuccino with extra chocolate cream on the top?
The cream is mousse. It's like a mousse. It doesn't even taste of cream. It tastes like a mousse. That's the best I can describe it.
Oh, mindfulness, she says. I've got to say, do try this one. You've got to try this one. Do you want to hand me the?
Why? You don't want to? You don't want to just leave it in the corner? He needs to have it in his hand.
I have to have it in my hand, but that's it. Definitely our recommendation if you get a chance.
Why do you need it on that side?
You can have
and keep it on this side.
Away.
Yeah.
Oh, really good, Kelly, she says.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's delicious. So if you get a chance, that is one of our recommendations. And it was Mark that recommended it to us. And this is purely because basically Mark and I, we went to
not me, there's another Mark.
no, you and me, we went to Forbidden Planet. And then once we left Forbidden Planet, we went to Hotel Chocolat. And I needed to use the loo. So I went to use the loo. Then I came back out and I thought, do you know what? I feel quite bad going downstairs using the loo and they're not getting anything. So I said to Mark, oh, do you want anything? Like, she'll get something. He goes, no, I don't want anything. I was like, all right, cool. So they had like a raspberry. It wasn't a raspberry hot chocolate. It was like a raspberry shake of some sort. So it was raspberry and white chocolate. So I got that. And then they put the chocolate on top. So I went out and I was drinking it. It was just like so delicious. It was so delicious. And of course, Mark had some and then drank it all. And they had this chocolate cream on the top. So I was chatting about that with another viewer, Mark. Mark and I have become fast friends. And he said, oh, have you seen the Marks and Spencer's chocolate cream? And I was like, what? And he goes, like the chocolate cream on the, because he also went and got the Hotel Chocolat drink as well. And I was just like, no, I've not seen it. So he showed it to us. But whenever you went to M&S, you couldn't see it.
No, it was either sold out or I just couldn't see it on the shelves. So then when we got it, eventually found it and got it and tried it. Oh my word! So
I ordered it online.
So thank you to Mark for bringing us to us. But we wanted to try it and then do our review of the week. So that was our tip of the week. So that's something we're going to be doing on our lives. We'll be trying different things, and then each week we will give you.
Well, not each week because I don't know if there's that many things that we can try.
Oh, there's plenty to try. But we will always try and do each week. So
at least every month if we can't do weekly, but we'll try and do weekly if we can.
We'll try and do our tip of the week. So we will try and recommend something for you guys to have. So this week, that is our tip of the week.
And it's delicious.
So Aoife said, Kelly, please do a review of the online education sites. That could be one for your podcast. Mark, Kelly is the sister that I never had.
Oh, bless you. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you.
But yeah, that does sound good, actually. We've got plenty of things to review, but yeah, that's something we could look
at. I see the thing, because I was thinking about, I've done 2 online courses so far. So I would want to do a few, because if I'm going to review a course, I need to have done the course. Does that make sense? Because I wouldn't review something that I haven't done. So I would need to. So when I was thinking like television programs or films and stuff like that, because I can watch a film and I can see a television series and actually review that. Whereas with college courses, which is a brilliant idea.
King Europe, hello.
Hey,
thank you for joining us. How are you? You good?
Hope you're well.
We were just doing some food reviews.
Yeah, or recommending some food actually. But so I feel like I would have to do quite a few courses in order to review courses. I can talk about courses that I'd like to take, but I can't review them unless I've actually done them. And I'm actually doing a course at the moment. So after I've completed the course, I can let you know about that course. But like I said, I've only done 2 courses online. I've actually done, I did one last year, but it was sat in a class. And then I did one, it was a module though. I thought it was an actual course, but it turned out just to be a module, which I actually did and completed and scored quite high on that. So I don't know if course reviews would be a good subject for me to review, unless I only like to review things that I've actually done or tried or seen or things like that.
So King Europe said, "Oh, change of background or different angle or away somewhere." No, actually, in fact, we are in a different room. Actually, this is our bedroom. Sorry, excuse
Yeah.
the mess at the back. But yeah, Kelly was set up here today. So she's doing a few bits and bobs. So we thought rather than take all the equipment back downstairs, I say equipment, it sounds like we've got lots of stuff. We haven't. Laptop, the camera, which is up here, obviously, as you can see,
microphone, light,
and one little light. That's
Yeah.
the equipment. But we were running a bit late today, so we thought rather than lug it downstairs, we'll just do it up here.
Yeah, because I was working up here today.
Yeah, so it made sense for us to just do that. But yes, it's a little somewhere a bit different. I don't know if we'll keep doing it, but we might do just to spruce it up a little bit.
I think as long as you're working in the living room, it might be best, because otherwise Mark's got to pack up all of his stuff. And sometimes Mark doesn't pack up his stuff until 6.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it takes a while to set up and everything. So I think for the time being, maybe, especially if I'm working up here and I'm working on, because we use my laptop, you see, and everything's set up on my laptop. So as long as Mark is working, once he moves back into the conservatory, which will be summertime, then I can then work downstairs, and then we can just go straight from once he's finished, or even if he hasn't finished, and I can still start, and then he can join me after, and it'd just be a lot easier. So I just thought, oh, do you know what, today, because I'd been thinking about it for a while, and I thought, oh, I'll have to bring the laptop down, I have to bring the well, not the microphone, just the laptop and stuff. And I could hear Mark on a conference call. This was about 5:20. And I thought to myself, is he going to be finished, or is he going to do a last few bits of things? But I said, you know what, let's do it up here today. So I think the only problem is that he doesn't have a back on his.
Oh God, this is like I'm doing my back in. There's no back to this chair, so I'm just.
But I did offer to swap, because I don't mind, because I'm not even using the back of my chair, so it wouldn't bother me to sit there for.
We'll have to in a minute, because my back's gonna seize. Anyway, that's a long-winded way of us saying
we're in the bedroom.
We're in the bedroom. So yeah, just a little change of location. But King Europe, how is the weather where you are? We were just talking about the storm. Is it pretty bad where you are? Is it not so bad, or has it died down? Now, looking out the window, which I am now, it looks like it's actually died down here.
What part of the UK are you in? I think you did tell us before, actually.
Suffering for the art, he said. Yeah, I'm just suffering from the art.
But yeah, what part of the UK? Because we were asking people like where it's quite bad. I was expecting to see, because obviously we're southeast, not obviously, but we've mentioned before we're southeast London, south. And I was expecting to see, you know, the council bins, you know, the black bins, the wheelie bins. I was expecting them to be up and down the road, because a lot of people don't always pull in their bins, because they don't. A majority of the road does, but not everybody does. So I was expecting to see bins flying up and down. Mark's actually brought our food bin into the porch, so that didn't fly. But again, I was expecting to see some type of bins flying up and down, but luckily I've not seen any.
So King goes, oh, you're in Cambridge. So it's not too bad. I'm good. I'm glad it's over there where you are. You work from home and went to Cafe Nero to work there this afternoon.
I'd love to work from home, be able to go cafe.
We got somebody new, Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins.
Hey, hello. Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins.
Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. He said, did you say it's southeast? Yes, we are. Southeast. So we are southeast London.
Yeah.
Ray said, my recycling bin flew over yesterday, but had just been empty. That's the reason why, because it is empty. It's gonna more likely to go. Funny enough, as I popped out earlier on, there were empty bins on their side, whereas obviously that's just
over the road as well, that had fallen front ways.
Oh my God. So Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins said, London area, we're in Brighton and it's mental.
I love Brighton.
Oh, we do. We do too. Actually, we've just uploaded our Brighton video.
We were there in November.
We were there in November because it was Kelly's birthday, so we went there for that. We had a really, really good time. Funny enough, I did see the pictures actually of obviously the pier, the one that burnt down. Is it the south? I forget. Is that the south west pier?
You know more.
Yeah, and you could see the waves just lapping. It was really, really torrid. So yeah, so I hope it's okay there in Brighton. But I did see photographs from Brighton where they did so. It was quite windy. Yeah, it's we're like I said, we're southeast London, so it's very it has been very windy here today. And my next door neighbour actually texted me earlier on to say part of the fence blew in down the end. So I'm going to have to go out there tomorrow and have a look at that.
Have a look at that, yeah.
Oh, so you got a few hellos from the group. But yeah, Cambridge as well. So they're not too far, not a million miles away. So again, yeah, and it's supposed to be working its way up north. So hopefully, Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins, it's not so bad now. It's hopefully it's died down. But I did see that the waves have been really, really choppy there. But we had such a good time in Brighton. We really did.
Yeah, Mark had never been to Brighton before, and it was it was our very first time away. Was in Brighton.
Yeah, not this trip.
Not this trip.
Before,
no. That many years ago. And that was our first trip, and that was your first trip, but it's our first trip together because I've been to Brighton many times. But yeah, it was our first trip away together. Was Brighton. So for my birthday, I said, you know what? Let's go to Brighton. I know it's going to be cold and stuff, but I don't mind that. And it's changed a lot. You've got so many restaurants down. I mean, don't get me wrong, Brighton's always had loads of restaurants and stuff, but there's so many now. Yeah, I just loved it.
Yeah, I was quite surprised actually, because it's been about 2-3 years since we last went. So when we went in November, it's done up quite a bit. And we did a little don't ask us why. Well, no, actually, I'll tell you why. Because actually, one of our viewers did ask us to do a review of Harvester. So there's the Harvester there. Where is it now? It's near the right near the waterfront. So we did do the review of the Harvester there. I don't know if you've been to that one, but it was quite interesting because that's changed quite a lot. I've not been or hadn't been to a Harvester for years, at least a good 15 years. So it was just interesting to go back there and have a look.
And you used to like?
I used to love Harvester. I used to go all the well, not all the time, but quite a lot.
And I'm just trying to remember which Harvester, because when Mark and I got together, I took him to a Harvester, and I can't remember which Harvester I took you to, but I remember taking. But it wasn't the normal Harvester that I normally go to. So because that one had closed down, so I found another one, and we went to that Harvester. Yeah, but you used to love the salad bar because it used to be unlimited. Well, it still is an unlimited salad bar, but it was a bigger salad bar.
Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins said, West Pier, lol. Everybody that didn't grow up in Brighton loves it. Is it? Yeah, that is very, very true.
We're tourists.
Yeah, exactly. At the marina. Yes, it wasn't at the one at the marina. That's right. Yeah. Full of free salad munchers. Yeah. They're so true. I mean, what was weird though, it made me feel like a kid again, because when we went to the salad, now normally what I always had in the past was, you go up to the salad bar and you help yourself. This time, because of the pandemic, I had to ask a waitress to take me up there, and then she would then serve it. But it was like being back. It felt like me being 6 again. I go, can I have some more, please?
Yeah.
And then they say, what do you want? I can have that. What else do you want? Can I have that? It just reminded me of being a kid again. And of course, I can see we've been the salad munchers because it's free. You just get people going there multiple times.
It was actually Ivy who actually wanted us to do the breakfast there, but we didn't get down early enough to do the breakfast. But yeah, we haven't been to Harvester for years. The last time we went was Brighton all those years ago. The very first time. Oh no, it wasn't the very first time. It was the time when my cousin came down as well.
We're trying to work out when we went to a Harvester, as if it's like a real. But no, that was our experience. But that wasn't the highlight of the.
No.
So we did eat some really nice places in Brighton. What was your favourite?
There's a place called Home, and the food there was really nice. It's not too far from English's actually, and the place called Home. It's actually done in a home, but we didn't, not in a home, but in like in a house. But we didn't go to the upstairs part. But yeah, then I realized, there's an upstairs part. So we were in what would be the living room part, I suppose. But it was really nice. I really liked the food there.
Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins said, there was one by that wheelie thing. Now some crazy wiry thing behind the fish place above the old Pirates Deep. I'm trying to think there as well. I remember walking up and down the front actually.
They've got because there was the Brighton wheel used to be on the waterfront, but now they've moved it to behind, almost behind the pavilion.
Yeah.
So there isn't a wheel now at the
Yeah,
beachfront.
it's sort of moved now.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, Aoife says hello and welcomes you to the. So King Europe said, "Did you get any rock while at Brighton? I always used to go rock while going near the seaside." I'll let Madame tell you about the rock.
So they did this thing, which was 5 for I don't know how many
5
pounds.
sticks of rock for some money.
Yeah, I don't know how many pounds it was. So yeah, we got 5 sticks of rock. I got 2, and I think I got 3 for my nephew, and then we got some nougat. Now they had a section of soft rock. I'm not a lover of soft rock. It tastes like rock that's gone off. That's the best way I can describe soft rock.
She's talking about the sweets, obviously, not the music.
Yeah. So anyway, so I get home and I think, oh, it's about a week later, and I think, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna have this rock. Oh, it was soft. So I don't know how long it had been sitting on that shelf for, but let me tell you, that was no fresh rock, and they call it soft rock. You never got soft rock back in the day. It was rock that had been sitting there for ages, and that's what turned it soft. So I was a little bit mad about that because I love my rock.
Do you know what? I can't stand the stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Ray Ray says she doesn't like soft rock. I can't stand the stuff. It's just, I remember as a kid, I'd always be given it by my parents. I'm like, oh, I just think, oh, this. And when I was young, which is many years ago, the only rock you could get was mint, and I can't stand mint. So you could only get mint. Now there's loads of flavors.
Yeah, there's
I was
loads of
shocked. I
different
walked in, I was like,
flavours,
oh,
yeah.
look, they've got salted caramel, they've got raspberry, they've got strawberry, they've got cherry, they've got
Yeah, they got
pineapple,
bubblegum flavour and all of
and
this.
slushy flavour. So it's pure sugar. How can you not like it? Do you know what it is, King Europe? It's the experience I have is because I don't like mint. When I was a kid, the only thing you could have was mint. And back in the day, so I'm talking about the 1980s, mint rock just tasted like it was so strong. It's like very strong toothpaste. So if you imagine trying to eat toothpaste as a snack, like, this is lovely. It was so strong. And of course, when you used to bite it, you just it was so hard. So what I do like now, do you know what? And I think I've just my whole experience of it was ruined just by those 80s things. But I should try it again with the different flavors, because there are so many different flavors now.
Yeah, there are very many different flavors, but because we went out of season, and it was very naughty for them to put out soft rock, I feel,
it's probably
as normal rock. Don't get me wrong, they had a section for soft rock. And I did say, this isn't soft rock, right? And I specifically asked him, and I said, this isn't soft rock, right? Because I don't like soft rock. And he's like, no, it's not soft rock, blah, blah, blah. It was soft rock.
Soft rock, just, I mean, they don't make it soft. They just basically left it in the stockroom for months.
For however long.
It's like saying,
past its sell by date.
I've got special hard bread if you want to try it. It's just gone stale. Very inventive, though. I'll give them their due. How can we shift this? Or let's just sell it as soft rock. But I should give it another go. But rock, to be fair, rock does always remind me of English seaside, although I just don't touch it. I'd much prefer having ice cream than I would a rock. But is everybody else a fan of rock? Would they eat not just Brighton rock, but any type of
rock? When I used to go to the seaside, as we used to call it back then, I always used to see these plates of like fish, chips, and blah blah blah, but all in sweets, but they were on a plate. And I could never figure out if it was rock, like different types of rock on a plate, or whether it was like gummies. So like it was like soft sweets. But yeah, you'd get your bacon, and you get your eggs, you get your sausages.
Oh yeah, I remember that
on a plate. Yeah,
now you say it.
And it would be covered with some type of cellophane. And it'd always be in the window. You get that, and then you get candy floss. And I really wanted to get candy floss, but they didn't. There wasn't anyone doing any fresh candy floss, unfortunately. So it was in a bag, and in my mind I thought, well, how long has that bag been there for? Because we're out of season. So I didn't get any of that. But Normally when I do go to Brighton, I always get me marshmallows. You know, you get in the triangle bag marshmallows, and then I get my rock, and then I get my candy floss, and
I
I
like
usually
candy
get
floss.
I usually get all of those bits. But even one time when we went down, was it in Brighton when we got donuts, or was that? Oh, maybe Alicia got the donuts.
No, they do have donuts because
They do on the pier at the
on the
beginning.
waterfront, yeah, they do. So when you go in, they got the donut store, and then at the back they got the donut store.
Yeah, but I was thinking, did we ever get it? Or I think we got it. We might have got it once, but I think my sister-in-law Alicia likes it.
Ray sugar dummy. Yes, do you get the
Oh
big dummy?
God, yeah.
And you just said the sugar dummy. Oh God, yeah, I always see the sugar dummy.
I never ever got the sugar doll. I might have got it once, but it wasn't my thing. I used to like the toffee apples, but I could never get my teeth in them because they were so, you know, they were so sticky at the time. But now, I mean, when we go to the States, they do one that's dipped in chocolate with hundreds of thousands, or they dip it in chocolate and it's got nuts on it. And I think you got me one with the nuts on, and that was really tasty to eat the apple with the dipped in the chocolate with the nuts.
Okay,
So nice.
so Aoife said, I have a grand total of 250 courses on the Academy, 4 on OPEX Careers, and 28 courses on the Centre of Excellence. And you're doing all of those. Wow, that is impressive. I was impressed by doing one, but you got 250. Wow. 250 courses. Ray says, yeah, the sugar dummy. Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins said, meant behind the aquarium. The brain went blank. Oh, that's all right, don't worry. That's why it says fishy place. Pirates. Oh, yes, you're right. Yes, Pirates Deep is behind the aquarium. Yes. And was a small venue back in the mid-80s for kids like Charlie Chalks. I think I know where you mean. One thing I was also impressed with Brighton actually is the number of ice cream parlours they had there. I went to pick you up some ice cream. Do you remember? I went out and I thought there's all these ice cream parlours which I never saw before, and they were open till quite late, so about 11 o'clock.
Yeah, because it was a specific one that you went to, and I can't remember what one it was. And you rang me from there, and I chose my ice cream, and then Mark came back to the hotel. Me and my friend Eve, my bestie, we used to go every single year, and we used to stay at a hotel every single year. And we'd go sometimes for one night, sometimes for two, and then sometimes we'd just go down. Then for a long time, we just went down on day trips, and then when we went down in on that January, we stayed at a hotel which is no longer at the moment, or it might have just reopened. Now I can't remember what it was called, but we like to stay along the waterfront. And the last one that we stayed in, we stayed at Jury's Inn. And that I really liked that room, and I just thought it was really good for the price, although it was out season. A couple of weeks earlier, we stayed in London for 2 nights, and it was almost double the price to Brighton. But and again out of season. It was only a couple of weeks earlier. But the room in Brighton was better than the one in London.
It was. King Europe says you can't beat fish and chips by the seaside either. No, we did that and we really enjoyed it. I must say, we really enjoyed it by the pier. It was at Hunstanton for me. Never been to Brighton, but would love to take a trip. Oh, I went to Hunstanton, which is in Norfolk, isn't it? I really enjoyed Hunstanton. That was a really, really nice little place. East England. Yeah, I'm sure in Norfolk, but I really, really did enjoy that there. Not been there for years. Aoife said, Kelly, love the years. This set is the best you've worn yet.
No,
do you know what? They are my favourites.
Really?
It's because it's Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
I really do like the Haunted Mansion.
I know that got bent in the box when they put it in.
It's a bit of a shame.
It's a shame.
It's
that
a bit
one.
of a, but I do like the thing, and it's attached to the years.
Yeah.
Just keep them going. Ivy, hello.
Hey, Ivy, how are you?
Just joined. How's the storm your side? We were just talking about the storm actually.
Yeah.
So it's been very, 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 very windy here, but it's starting to ease now. Luckily, no damage, but it has been, like I said, it's blown over a few bins. Next door have had their fence blown in.
Yeah.
But we've been quite lucky here actually. How about you? How's it been where you are?
We were talking about Harvester, and was it you, Ivy, that asked us to do the breakfast, because we had done the breakfast at Toby, and then was it you that asked us to do the breakfast at Harvester? I'm sure it was you, but I'm not sure. I'm just double checking. But yeah, that's what we were talking about, because we were talking about Brighton. because there's not too many harvesters about. But Harvester was good back in the 80s and 90s. That's when Harvester was good.
Yeah, it was Ivy. She said yes, it
Yeah,
was. Yeah,
I thought it was. Yeah.
so we did it. Unfortunately, we wanted to do the breakfast because I think that's what you asked us to do. If we could do the harvester breakfast, that was right. So we wanted to do the breakfast. So we left London quite early.
We were looking to get down there about 11.
Yeah, exactly. So we could get the breakfast. So we left quite early. Now we should have got down to Brighton by 11. So we thought we'd just try and get the last breakfast. We didn't get down there till 5. And that's because all the trains were messed up. So we were just really, really unlucky.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
was terrible.
It was really, really bad. Oh God, my Eva said yes. You're doing all 250 courses.
Wow.
Surely that's not possible. You must be doing courses all the time.
Every day.
That is mad.
It's crazy.
But I must say that is really impressive.
I was about to say
250 courses.
I don't know if I'd have the patience. I've got to be honest.
No, I was doing one and that phased me
out. I'm thinking, Mark's doing a course while he's working. I'm doing a course and I'm not working, and it's still doing my brain in thinking, oh, what can I put down for this, or what can I put down for that? And oh God, because the thing is, I don't want to look anything up. I want to actually be able to really think about the question. And they do say, they do tell you about it before you do your assessment. But I wanted to really make my brain think, because I thought if I do the job, if I'm in the job, I don't want to have to I want to do it the old traditional way where you actually know the subject, not you're going to Google. So have a look at this, that, and the other. So yeah, it's just about really trying to make my brain work, which I feel like hasn't been working for a number of years when you're learning something new.
Aoife said, Kelly, please melt some ice cream for me, please.
Melt some ice cream. Do you know what? I'm not a fan of melted ice cream. I can melt it for you, obviously.
Oh, Karen said, I find Turkish Delight perfumery, but I don't mind that. Well, actual fact, Karen, funny enough, I did buy some Turkish Delight ice cream from Waitrose. I'm going to have to give that a go. I haven't tried it yet, but I do know what you mean.
The thing about Turkish Delight, and I do actually enjoy Turkish Delight, is because it's rose. That's why it's perfumey, because it's scented rose. And a lot of people who eat lychee say that it tastes of rose.
Yeah.
It's got that it tastes of perfume. And I will eat lychees all day long. You could put a box in front of me and I will just go. It's one of them things that I will just go through like it's, I don't know, a delicious chocolate. And you can and practically guilt free. You can eat a load of lychees.
So King Europe said, I was doing a master's degree remotely. Oh wow.
Wow.
And after a year, I called it a day. Oh, wow. I left with a postgrad certificate instead. Very difficult to juggle it with work, but glad I did it anyway. No, that's a real achievement. Do you know what? Studying and working, I find so hard. Yeah. Normally, when I finish work, that's it. I'm so tired. But then I've got to hit the books, and that is really difficult, especially to motivate myself.
You've been doing well, though.
No, I have been ploughing with it, but it is difficult to do.
Yeah.
Ivy said, we're going away on Sunday to the Peak District, but scared of the weather. For your birthday. Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Well, I hope you have a fantastic birthday weekend. It's a shame it's the weather as it is, but I hope it does pick up for you.
I'm sure it will do. When are you going? When did she say she's going? Sorry.
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Right. I'm thinking, or I'm hoping that the weather part tomorrow's the last day of the weather madness. Because I think they sort of said it might dissipate tomorrow. It might not.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it might. So hopefully, I've got my fingers crossed for you that the weather will be smooth. At least where you're going, I'm hoping it's going to be smooth and you'll have a lovely time.
Aoife said, Kelly Mark, I don't like icy cold ice cream. It has to be melted in a bowl and gluten and dairy free. So you like it like almost like a
like a milkshake.
Well, like it's a milkshake. Yeah. I was going to say like a cool soup, but it's not. It's a milkshake. It's a better description.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Pavnar. How are you?
Hi.
Many greetings from the blissful evening to you both. And to you as well.
To you as
Thank you for joining. It's lovely to see you. King Europe said, forecast said it's going to calm down a lot by Sunday. So hope it does for you, Ivy. Yeah, we hope it does, actually. So that'd be really nice, actually, if it does calm down for you to enjoy the Lake District. And the Lake District be a beautiful time to go, especially if it's nice and crisp.
And especially if you have that clear sky, because the wind hopefully would have blown all the clouds away.
Yeah.
That would be lovely. Crisp, clear sky. Ooh.
And her husband has booked a cottage. That would be really nice. So yeah, Ivy thanks you, King Europe, for the message. Yeah, we do hope that will ease up for you as well. But you know what? One of the things Kelly and I have discovered actually, and we really enjoy doing, is actually doing breaks in the winter. Before we'd always try and get some winter sun, but because of the pandemic, we have discovered going away for winter is actually quite nice. So actually, it was really nice. We got very lucky actually going in Brighton in November, because it could have bucketed with rain, but it wasn't. It was sunny, but obviously very cold. But it is nice just to wander around, and it's bracing, and there aren't many people on the beach. Obviously you can't sunbathe, but you know, you can walk up and down and enjoy the place.
But I mean, Brighton for us in November was quite mild, although there were points where, like Mark says, it was really windy. But we went for a walk along the waterfront in the evening, and it wasn't windy, was it?
No,
we
it was
were walking.
Right. It was nice.
We walked towards that. I don't know if you know it, but it's the Upside Down House. They've just done a photo opportunity there, and that's what the house is. Because I was googling to find out, like, what's this Upside Down House all about? And when we walked along the waterfront, I saw that old Jordan, her bar's closed. Swoosh, is it? So, which I'm quite surprised about.
Oh, Katie Price.
Yeah,
she used to own a bar in.
Yeah, Swoosh, or
is it called Swoosh?
Swoosh, something like that. I remember having a drink there once, but the floor was so sticky. I was like, I'm really one of these people. I don't like going into bars and pubs where the floor is really sticky. I mean, we drank it outside, but I just feel like when the floors and stuff are sticky, I just think, oh no, it's not for me. This is me holding my heart. It's not for me. It's not for me. But yeah, I've got a little plate of cheese there. I finished with biscuits, but I've got a little plate of cheese. So yeah, it was really quite mild in the November, and it was so nice. Although it was windy in the day, and it wasn't windy every day that we were there, but it was windy on my birthday. It was really windy by the sea. But then when we went into the little lanes, because we even went we went to have a massage, and it wasn't cold that day either. And when we went into the little lanes to the restaurants and stuff, it was really quite mild. It was lovely.
Pavnar said, thank you. I just came back from my walk and the wind nearly blew me off. Don't worry, I'm okay. I struggled to close my front door though. Yeah, well, we're glad you're okay.
God, yeah, and you could get your door closed. That's crazy though, isn't it? That the wind is that strong, you can just about close the door.
What was it? Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins said, Hove upside down thingy caught a fire a while back. Oh, really? They have one in Hove. Oh, blimey. Well, you can see why. They're just wooden houses. Yeah, I was going to say, so it's one of the... Oh, I shouldn't laugh really, because it's not good that the fire there. But that's the thing, they are prone to fire.
Yeah.
Very much like... You did make me laugh, though, when you said about the pier, that everybody that comes from outside Brighton likes the pier.
Yeah.
So is it true that the West Pier is hated or disliked by the people in Brighton? And I did read somewhere with the West Pier that obviously it burnt down. There is a rumor going around, and I did say it in the video, that I did read that there is a potential that they may build it back, because the company that owns the area, that's where the I-360 is, isn't it? Where that building that like I say, it's like a ginormous pole. And they've got a sort of seating arrangement in there which goes up and down the pole. And what was I going to say? Apparently, they're paying a lot of rent for that area, which is obviously right opposite the West Pier. So the rumor was that the money they gather from the rent will go to rebuilding the pier. Probably, I don't know if it will. It may not. They may pocket the money. We don't know. But I did hear that. So just out of interest.
I used to have a friend. She used to live in Worthing. And then she didn't have any family there anymore and stuff like that after her husband passed away. And so she sold her house, packed it all up, and I want to say she moved to Shropshire because she had an old school best friend. And she went to visit her best friend, and best friend was still there, so she sold up everything and then moved to. I just thought that was a really brave move to just pack up all your stuff and then just move after you've been living somewhere for however many years. It's
Oh,
crazy.
Karen's off to bed. Good night.
Night,
Sleep well. Thank you
Karen.
for joining us. Hopefully we'll
Thank
see you
you.
next week too.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I just thought that was really brave, just to pack up all your stuff and move somewhere that you've never been to before, you've never known before. So yeah, so it was crazy.
Would you guys ever consider, anybody here, would they consider doing that? Would you consider just packing up and moving, say, abroad? And if so, where would you go? I thought we would probably, if we were to move, would be Florida.
I think.
Not saying we are, but
no.
I'm just saying if we were to move abroad, I think it would be
I think it would be Florida. And would you would you prefer Lanzarote to Florida? Living.
It's a difficult one, really. I like the only thing that would put me off with America is the health insurance thing.
Okay.
You've got absolutely and utterly no health benefits at all. It's not like the NHS where you can just walk in.
Yeah.
That would always worry me living in the States. Other than that, I think the weather, which I suppose you would get in Lanzarote and stuff like that, it'd be difficult to say. Mr. Hawkins said, no, we meant the upside down house is just in Hove. Oh, okay. No, West Pier is no more. Was getting funded. That's when the family that owned Palace Pier set it on fire. Oh, no, I don't. Was it the family? I didn't think that was. Was that true?
Is that true?
I was going to say. I thought they didn't. They never discovered who set it on fire. I don't know.
But you see, sometimes you get to hear things because you have to be in the place at the time, but it's not reported.
No, that's true.
Sometimes you have to be a local.
I don't know if that's true or not. If that's the allegation, I don't know. If it's we don't have any.
Sometimes you have to be a local.
Yeah, to understand. But yes, so we don't know if that's true. Just a disclaimer there. But no, I was going to say I knew it burnt down. Was it 2003? I think it burnt down. But
oh, really? As early as that?
Yeah, or maybe it was 13. I can't remember.
Do you know what? I thought it was like back. I don't know, in sort of like 1920 or wherever it was. I didn't realise it was as recent as that.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins don't like the idea of Florida. Florida is really just a hillbilly international drive.
Oh, no.
Oh, we like Florida.
I love it.
Do you know what it is? I think for me, it's the weather. What I do like about the one thing that gets me about living in the UK, and I do love living in the UK.
Yeah, I love living in the UK.
The one thing that gets me about living in the UK is the weather. You are pretty much, it can be in this country cold all the way up till June, and then cold from September onwards. So it's nice when you go to a place that's warm from February all the way up to November. And that's the one thing I would
I think for me, I've sort of like I've always loved going to from the moment that I could travel, going to the States. I've always loved traveling anyway, but then when I went to the States, I really loved it. And Florida was one of the first places that I went to. But what I do like is being able to go and being able to do something different. Like one day you could go and do the parks, one day you could be in Miami, one day you could fly to Vegas or whatever. And the only thing I think growing up in the UK was that there wasn't always something to do. So unless you had parents that were going to take you here, there and everywhere, which essentially everyone's working, so they can't take you here, there and everywhere and all of that all the time. And then as you get older, for us, it was like going into London. Oh my God, I'm going into London. I was actually brought up in London anyway. So for me, London was a thing. So it was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to London. But my cousin who lived in she lived in Lancashire at the time. And again, she was sort of brought up very close to London. And I remember when she used to be talking to her friends would be like, oh, you're going to London? We're so busy. It's so It's so
Oh, we've got a few messages. So King Europe said, that's a good question. Pre-COVID, I was talking with my employer about transferring to their Adelaide office, Adelaide in Australia.
Oh, wow.
And organising my work visa. I had a friend there to help too. Then COVID happened. So is there a chance you could do it? Oh, Nehal, how are you?
Hey, Nehal.
Nehal, good to see you. She goes, I went to a Friends musical Tuesday before last Tuesday.
Oh,
How was it? Last
How
Tuesday.
was it and where was it?
So when you say Friends musical, I'm assuming you mean Friends.
Friends,
TV
as in the TV show, not a Friends.
Not one of your friends. And was it good? What was it like? I didn't know if Friends had done a musical.
No, I didn't either.
Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins said Palace Pier got sold in the end and was being up for sale maybe 8 years plus. Venice, south of Orlando, is very nice.
Wow.
Miami Beach used to be good before starting to get built up. We've not been to Miami. I would love to go to Miami. That's one of the places I would love to go. It was amazing. Rachel looked exactly like her and sounded and acted like her.
Oh, wow.
And Rachel looked at me when she was singing.
Where was it? Where was this musical?
Yeah, where was the musical? Was it a local production or did you go into the West End to see it?
Wow.
And I'm glad you enjoyed it as well. Did you smile back? Of course, King Europe was saying, Australia's pretty locked down still, which is true. But hopefully can pick up again within a year. Would you still consider moving, or is that now by the wayside?
Because I thought you could still go to Australia, but only if you had been double vaccinated and had your boosters. Because I think that's a requirement for every single citizen, right?
Oh yeah, because Djokovic had wasn't allowed in, was he?
Yeah.
His boosters. Right, Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins said my parents live on the Gold Coast. It's great again, but mega built up now around surfers. Yeah, I know. I had heard actually from the Gold Coast it was really built up. You were watching what was it? The Don't Tell the Bride, not Don't Tell the Bride.
Oh,
Married at First Sight.
Married at First Sight. He says me. We were both watching it. The cheek of it. Yeah, you were watching it. No, we were both watching Married at First Sight.
They were on the Gold Coast there. I said it was in Wolverhampton.
Right.
It's a tour around the UK until May. So you and Mark could go if you want to, because it might come to London.
It might come to London. In which case, I will be going. And I have a friend, Rachel, who would love to go. Who
is actually genuinely called Rachel.
She's genuinely called Rachel.
So Rachel could see Rachel, and Rachel could smile back at Rachel.
But it was funny because they had some type of, so where I used to work, they had some type of theme, and my friend Rachel dressed up as Rachel. But when she went to the party, everybody said, "Oh, who have you come as, Phoebe?" And Rachel was like, "No, of course I come as Rachel." But I said to Rachel, "Yeah, but you identify more with Phoebe because she's vegetarian, she's quite quirky, and all of that, which is everything my friend Rachel is." So, because she was confused why everybody was confusing her with Phoebe and not with, and not with who she'd actually gone as, which is Rachel. But I said, no, because you're vegetarian, because you're this to this. That's why people have put you as Phoebe, not as Rachel.
So now I said it's called Friends the Musical Parody 2022. Or musical parody. And did you enjoy it though? Did you recognize any of the songs? Did you enjoy going? It sounds like you had a real good time, actually.
Yes, sounds like you had a brilliant time.
King Europe said, I've been double vaxxed and got the booster, but South Australia are still quite restricted last time I checked. Just waiting for the dust to settle first a bit. Okay,
right.
No, I'm all right.
Okay.
Good.
Good. I hope it goes.
Yeah, that'll be
amazing.
Do you know
what I mean? I can imagine they have some amazing weather there, but I don't. Is the daylight hours less? Am I right in that? I've heard about that they don't have a lot of daylight hours. That's why everything is quite early there, I think.
No,
or am I wrong?
No. You're depending, obviously, what part you are.
Right.
And time of year. Yes, I did enjoy it. It was amazing. And they fit all the 10 seasons of Friends in 1.5 hours. Oh my God.
Wow.
And they changed the seats from the apartment to Central Park too. Also, they're doing scene changes and costume changes all the time. That's really good. There you go.
Very clever. If you've ever gone to see The Woman in Black, sorry, Di, it's just 2 actors and a load of props.
Yeah.
So if you ever go to see Woman in Black, and we highly recommend you go to see The Woman in Black, it's an amazing show, but it's just 2 actors and some props. That's it.
Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins said, love London, used to be at Soho lots, as best mate had a bar next to Madame Jojo's. But changed lots. No, I'll tell you something. London has changed like you would not believe. Even during this pandemic, we didn't really go out in 2020. Then when in 2021, like for example, Elephant and Castle, you would not recognise at all now. You wouldn't recognise it one little bit. They smashed the whole of the
roundabout, yeah.
all of that's gone down. All the old unique marketplaces all crashed down.
Yeah, that I'm a little bit sad about, the old unique marketplace, but it was always quiet there. There was never anyone there.
Isn't the new comedy store where Raymond Review Club used to be? I think it is. I didn't actually go to the comedy store, but I think you might be right. And they got changed in like 10 seconds in Sydney. So they must have been like constantly changing things. Oh, you're learning about the woman in black in school. We watched a bit of the film today. It was scary when the three girls were stepping out their dolls and jumped out the window. That's right at the beginning.
The film, I feel, is quite scary. But the play's quite scary too. But the thing that I like about the play is very, very clever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like the film was quite scary. When I went to see it, I thought it was quite scary.
Now, if you do get a chance, do watch the play. It's like I said, there's only 3 people in the entire play. So 2 of the people that play multiple characters in it, but it works really, really well. And it will make you jump. We won't ruin it.
Yeah.
But I know you know the story, but we won't make you jump. King Europe said, maybe I'm just a massive nerd, but I do love the underground. I only end up in London once or twice a year, so it always feels cool to me. Well, do you know what, actually, King Europe, if you get a chance, we'd really recommend you can do a tour of the London Underground, and they've got lots of ghost stations. And what they mean by that is over the years when they built the Underground, they shut many of the stations just to save money. But they've kept the stations as is. So some of the stations that closed in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, they've kept them as they were back then. So you can actually do a visit and see the stations as they are. Do check them out because they are really worth a go if you get a chance.
There's actually one on the Strand, which is a tube station, an old tube station. And when you go past it, it does say the Strand on it. It's crazy.
Oh, and I went bowling today. Oh, and lost. Oh, I'm sorry that you lost. Well, I forgot it's half term, isn't it?
But it was your birthday recently, wasn't it?
How did your birthday go? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, because your birthday was a little bit of a while ago, but were you going bowling because it was your birthday?
Yeah, I remember you doing it. You were going to say that because you told us it was your birthday. You were going to go bowling, and also as well, you were going to have food while you were bowling. King Europe said, I watched a video about the Royal Mail's private underground station, and you could ride a train originally designed to shuttle post around. It looked cool. Yeah, it's really, really good. These ones, if you do get a chance to go down when you're next in London, do have a look at it. You also, another one you might find interesting, you may not. You can go to Winston Churchill's old war bunker. So you can actually still go into those and looked at the war bunker he was staying in, just in case, obviously, during the bombings.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, Nihal said, good, we went to Nando's. I went bowling with my friend on the 5th of February. I went with my family today. And then I went to Nando's before watching the Friends musical. 2 Nando's in a week. You like your Nando's?
I like Nando's, I got to be honest. Kelly this one, not so much, but I like
I'm not a fan of Nando's, but Kelly is. But the sides are really good.
Sort of going off what you were saying about the tube and all of that, I can actually recommend, there is a walking tour, and it's the ghost walking tour. And they take in the city, they take you to different places and tell you all the ghost stories that or specific places that are still haunted, who haunted them, and the story behind it. And I really enjoy it. It's about a couple of hours, about 2 hours. An hour or 2 hours. It might have been about an hour. I thought it was 2 hours, but it might have been an hour. But I really, really enjoyed it. They also do a Jack the Ripper walking tour as well, which my friend did. She really enjoyed that. But I actually wanted to do it, to know about a few of the ghosts, not just Jack the Ripper.
King, I wished you were belated. Yeah, belated means late. But yeah, the Jack the Ripper tour you can do as well. But the trouble is, a lot of the places where Jack the Ripper obviously did his crimes are now just car parks and various other buildings as well. So they've all been built over, but you still can do a lot of the tours. Kelly and I did the ghost bus tour. So you go on the bus and you do a tour of all the ghost sites in London. Now that was quite cool because they do a little act whilst they're doing the tour, which is a lot of fun. So again, one of our recommendations, if you guys do come to London, the Ghost Bus tour, but you have to do it in the evening. It only starts in the evening because they do it at night.
There's there was an 8 o'clock one, and there was a 9 o'clock one, and we did the 9 o'clock one. That was really good.
But it was really, really good fun. So again, that's one of our recommendations if you get a chance.
Yeah, because we went for one of Mark's birthdays.
Yeah.
And but we went to see 007 first. There was an exhibition, a James Bond exhibition. Which is where the Harry Potter exhibition is now. So there's no 007 exhibition anymore, but there is a Harry Potter exhibition there now. So we did that, and then we walked around to go and do the Ghost Bus tour.
Yeah, we did. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
as well.
It was really good.
Now, so when's your birthday? My birthday is in May. So that was when we did the Ghost Bus tour. This is probably about 5 years ago, maybe. I think when we did the Ghost Bus tour.
Yeah.
So
even maybe 7 this year.
Yeah, it could have been.
About 7 years ago.
So it was a while ago. But so I don't know if it's changed that much, but we did enjoy doing it then as well.
Yeah, and I think with these walking tours and Ghost Bus tours and things like that, it really does depend on your
Turn that off.
It really does depend on your the storyteller. So if the storyteller is good, the tour will be good. But if the storyteller isn't animated and doesn't make you feel, then it can be a bit flat. So it just depends on the time that you go and stuff, that you have a really good storyteller.
Yeah, true. King York said, my problem is I never do the cool stuff when I'm in London. Your afternoon tea video looked amazing. I need to do more things like that. Do if you are coming up to London, do let us know, because we can give you a load of tips of what to do.
There is so much stuff to do in London, but it depends on budget, because there are quite a few things that can be quite expensive. So sorry, my brother's just texting me saying he's on his way, and I'm thinking we're doing the live. So I think you need to think about, there are so many interesting things to do, just what your budget is.
So yeah, Nahar, give a guess. What would you say would be Kelly's birthday? It's all right, you can ask. It's not a problem. So mine's in May, which makes me a Taurian.
Yeah. So what?
December. You're very close.
Very close. I'm actually a Scorpio, by the way. So
you were close. You were very, very close.
I can tell you, unless you want another guess.
Well, it's going to be obvious. You can only go one with November. That's it. November.
And there you go.
Going to pop off now. Have a nice weekend, Mark and Kelly, and I'll try and catch the Tuesday stream.
Okay.
Oh, you're Aquarius. Of course, yes, you would be. Okay, have a great evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
King
you.
Europe. January. I thought you were February. Or were you at the end of January?
But is Aquarius at the beginning of January, or is it midway through?
I thought it was. I thought Nahal's birthday was in February, but I thought yours is in January. Why did I think yours is in?
No, because I think Alicia is Aquarius as well.
Yeah, because she's in February.
She's in February.
Yeah, I thought you were February. That's what we thought. But I'm trying to guess Kelly's birthday. No, you had it right. You had November.
November.
You had it right in November.
But yeah. So it just depends on what it is you want to do in London. But there is a lot of stuff to do in London. Things like afternoon tea, things like there is something that I would like to do, which is a tour of Westminster Abbey, which we haven't done.
No, we haven't done that. Actually.
I'd quite like to do that.
True, we haven't done that. There's quite a few. There's a lot of stuff in London actually we haven't done.
Yeah. We tend to go and say, oh, do you know what? That'd be quite nice. Oh, that'd be quite nice. We like to do the eating stuff. So I mean, oh, do you know what? This place is doing this. This place is doing that. This would make a good video. Let's go do that. I think people will enjoy this. And then we end up getting to try different dishes, foods, cuisines, because we go and check them out and do all of this stuff around London.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Hawkins have to go. So lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
We do our lives every Friday and Tuesday at 6 p.m. So if you do want to join us, please feel free.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Well, actual fact, your brother is on his way, isn't he?
Yeah,
to
he's
come
just
in.
texting me going, "Oh, I'm thinking I'm doing the live."
So
But
I
yeah.
think we probably have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Really nice for you to join us again, and it was lovely to catch up as always. Oink oink. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy birthday, Neha, belatedly. Now you know what that
Neha,
means.
yeah.
Neha. And also as well, I'm glad you enjoyed the Friends musical. That's it for another Mark and Kelly's tips, trips, and things for this week. Easy for me to say. We will be back Tuesday, 6 p.m. for another live. We may not be in this room. We may be downstairs. Neha, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got that wrong.
Neha.
We will see you next week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Until then, please, guys, look after yourselves. Take care. Be safe in this storm. And remember, you're never too old to have fun. We will see you on our next live, 6 p.m. Have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you next week.
Bye for now. Take care. Bye. Bye. We'll try not to forget Neha.